All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're unlocking the absolute magic of Claude Artifacts. If you use AI, you know it can be a little messy sometimes, right? Well, this feature literally takes your chaotic chats and transforms them into powerful, ready-to-use tools for your daily workflow. If you know the pain of wrestling with AI outputs, believe me, this is going to completely change how you work. Because we've all experienced that incredibly frustrating moment, haven't we? You ask an AI for a complex script or maybe a detailed project brief, and it's brilliant. But then you ask, say, 3 follow-up questions, and suddenly, your masterpiece is just buried. You're endlessly scrolling up and down that window just to find one single line of code. It's chaotic, and frankly, it's just a terrible way to work. Well, here is the solution. In a standard chat, long blocks of text just pile up on top of each other in one endless feed. But Artifacts completely changed the game by giving you a dedicated window right next to your chat. It literally separates the conversation from the creation. So you get a working, interactive product, like, say, a monthly budget tracker, that just lives peacefully in its own space. So to be clear, an artifact isn't just a basic text reply. It is a standalone, interactive output. Think of it as a rendered, ready-to-use piece of content, whether that's a fully functional website, an interactive chart, or a beautifully formatted downloadable document. No more copying and pasting into external programs just to see if the code actually works. It just works right inside your browser. Now, you might be wondering how Claude knows when to do this. Well, it's actually smart enough to rescue you from chat clutter automatically, but it doesn't just trigger for every simple question you ask. It specifically looks for significant content, usually anything over 15 lines. It's analyzing if the output is something you're likely going to edit, reuse, or reference later. If it's complex enough to stand entirely on its own, Claude just handles the heavy lifting and builds the artifact for you instantly. Section 1, the sandbox. Let's look at what you can actually build. The sheer variety of formats Claude can generate here is just massive. You aren't limited to plain text documents anymore. Need a single file landing page? Boom, it generates the HTML. Need to visualize a new logo? It codes a perfectly scalable SVG image for you. You can build complex flowcharts using mermaid diagrams, and incredibly, this is my favorite, fully interactive React components with real functional logic that actually respond to user input. It is literally an entire development toolkit sitting right at your fingertips. Moving on to Section 2, from prompt to polish, the creation process. So creating something like that budget tracker we mentioned earlier is a totally frictionless 4-step loop. First, you just describe what you want in plain English. Second, you let Claude automatically determine the best format and build it. Third, test and preview it right there in the window. And finally, grab it. Copy it straight to your clipboard or download it to your desktop. It really is that easy. But what if the magic doesn't trigger automatically? If Claude ever hands you a massive, messy block of text inside the regular chat, don't panic. You can totally force the issue. Just tell it, hey, create this as an artifact, or show me this in an artifact. Claude will immediately pull that content out of the messy chat stream and organize it perfectly for you. And once your tool is chilling in that right-hand window, you are in total control. You can instantly toggle back and forth between the visual preview on the raw code. Want to take it with you? Copy the content with one single click or download the files straight to your hard drive. Actually, peeking at the underlying code is a fantastic little hack if you ever want to reverse engineer exactly how Claude built your tool. Section 3, sharing your creations, publishing and collaboration. Okay, so you've built something awesome. You basically have 2 paths for sharing it. First, there's the secure route. Using Claude for work on a team or enterprise plan ensures your artifact stays completely locked down within your organization, requiring team authentication to view. Second, there's public publishing. This opens it up, allowing literally anyone on the internet to access your creation via a link, and they can even remix it for their own needs. Now, if you choose that public route, you might be thinking, wait, is my whole messy chat going public too? Absolutely not, so don't worry. Only the specific artifact version you select goes public, not your conversational prompts. Better yet, it won't be indexed by search engines like Google, meaning you retain total control over who actually sees it. And the absolute best part? Anyone you send that link to can view and interact with your tool even if they don't have a Claude account themselves.
All right, Section 4, master your artifacts. Here are some pro tips for iteration.
Specificity is absolutely your superpower here. Don't just give a lazy prompt like build a budget tracker. Instead, say, build a monthly budget tracker where I can input expenses by category, see a pie chart breakdown, and get a warning when I'm over budget. You want to tell Claude exactly how it should function and what logic it needs. The clearer your instructions, well, the more spectacular the result is going to be. Equally important, always tell Claude who is actually going to use the tool. Think about it. Building a flowchart for new employees who need simple, jargon-free guidance is going to result in a vastly different artifact than building that exact same flowchart for your senior engineering team. Context is everything. Finally, iterate smartly. You've got to build the foundation first, so ask for a basic artifact. Then layer on the complexity just one prompt at a time. If you throw 50 complex features at it on day one and it breaks, you're going to have no idea where it went wrong. Start simple, add features gradually, and squash those bugs early. So I want you to look at your own daily workflow right now. What messy, repetitive process can you transform into a beautiful, interactive artifact today? Think about the diagrams you constantly redraw, the templates you're always hunting for, or those specific calculators you just wish existed. The power to build them instantly is literally sitting right there in your chat window. Go build something amazing. Thanks for hanging out with me on this explainer.